And sometimes those people just, they want to contribute, but remain anonymous. Anonymous. Or that, probably true. Yep. That volume down. Should be we should be live. There we go. He can hear me talking. There's always an audio problem, so I'll keep talking, Paul. I'm here, I'm talking. Let you guys know it's been a hell of a week. So I'll just keep talking. All right. Yeah, hear me. At least the audio works. So at least you can hear me. But what a week. I am talking to people in the chat because I forgot to mute my mic. So they're like, yeah, well, they can hear me. My mic is hot here. So Electric Adventures is here. I'll go through some of the people in the chat. We have Chris Ford here. We have Paul, Pliskin's Run, Hobby Hands, JJ, of course, Adam Caleb, AI Jason's here, Andy's Game Room. Who am I missing? Make sure I get everyone here. I think that's everyone. Stephen M. Goofyfoot, of course, is here as well. So we'll get ready to start crossing the streams, right? That's what we do here. You know, a lot of stations, I mean, even on the Tech Buzz, and we used to do the Retro Buzz, he would do like a pre-show, like we talking and see what we were doing before we went live, and then he would go, start the show. So I guess that's what I'm doing right now, just kind of talking a little bit. Paul, Glenn, we're there too many games. Too many games? Just not enough games. Very true. Very true. Well, August 8th, 9th, and 10th, I'll be at Long Island's Gaming Expo. I'll be sponsoring that one as well. We have Don Juan here as well. Very cool. Gregory is here as well. More people joining. Michael B. the Game Genie. Well, Michael, basically it's an early start because I forgot to mute my mic. I was like, we can hear you, Glenn. So I'm like, I'll just keep talking. Saved by Zero's here. JLS Gaming is here. They can't, no, only my mic is here. Mikey's here as well. What's up, Mikey? We're just about to start the show, actually. So I'm going to mute my mic and we will get it on.
Today's episode is brought to you by PTZ Optics. Disability Upgrade. New Wave Toys and their Replicate Amusements products. GG Retrobox. Get 3 to 5 games from your favorite series, consoles, and game genres delivered to your doorstep every month with GG Retrobox, the ultimate retro gaming subscription box for video game enthusiasts. Use code GRS15 at checkout to get 15% off your first box. And
Boom shakalaka! Hey everybody, it's Tim Kitzer here, the voice of some of your favorite video games like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. And I'm here to talk to you about Old Skool Gamer Magazine. It's the magazine for retro gaming, and it's exploding. Kaboom! Print issues come out every other month, and if you want to go green, digital options are available. Visit oldschoolgamer.com and subscribe now. That's oldschoolgamer.com. Boom shakalaka! Kaboom!
Well, all right. Well, my mic was working before, Stevens. I think it's still going to work now. Let's see if your mic works.
Does mine work? Everybody hear me?
I think it looks like it's hot. So if everyone gives thumbs up, we are going to be good to go for the show. That's what I'll do from now on. I'll just start talking during the pre-broadcast.
Yeah.
Yep. We got
Sound is
Jason
good.
here both. So
Yay.
I'm wearing, my son got me this for Father's Day. So he's like, Dad, you don't wear my shirt. So I got my classic Coca-Cola shirt on here today.
And your Donkey Kong hat, it looks.
It's my jump. Well, this is Mario. So it's after
Mario. It looked like Donkey Kong
and I'm wearing Game Over because I had a very busy, obviously, last weekend. So a lot of people, I have some pictures down below from the Too Many Game show, which is fantastic. But this whole week was just a bad week. I get like arguments with everyone. I have arguments and fights and thing with like everybody
at work or just the public in general.
I think I pissed off every one of my friends. I think I've just made everyone angry.
Well, you didn't piss me off, so that's
not
a good
yet.
start.
But we haven't talked.
The show's not over.
Right, it's not over yet.
The evening is young, so
it is. It is.
You've welcomed a whole bunch of people before the show. For those of you that are just literally tuning in this second, Glenn's microphone was on, and he welcomed everybody in the chat. So if there's any newcomers, only Glenn would know who he did mention because I wasn't paying attention. I was playing around with this Macintosh over here. So so I was like, okay, whatever. So welcome everybody. Happy Friday.
Yeah. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. What's the weather like in your neck of the woods? Here it's
been
yesterday
was the 4th of July. So yesterday was a big day here in the States. And a lot of fireworks, a lot of food, family and friends who were still talking to me, I guess. Not many of those are left right now. So it was a good day, a slightly shortened week. I went back to work, today. It was a fairly quiet day. No one blew their fingers off. I work in a hospital, so everyone apparently had their fingers. There was no firework accidents, which is good.
Yeah. And it was Canada Day here on Monday. So for the U.S. and Canada are about 4 days apart. So I don't know why ours is on the 1st and you guys on the 4th. Who knows? But basically, happy 1st and 4th of July for everybody.
Yep. Electric Adventure's already on Saturday because he's on the land down under. He will be on next
14
Friday.
Hours ahead of us.
Yes, he'll be on next Friday. Give me the lottery numbers, buddy. Please send me the lottery numbers so I can play them. I'll share.
Yeah. Before I interrupted and talked over Glenn, he's going to be here next Friday for those of you that didn't catch that. So he's going to be talking about this thing, which is his latest release. So Electric Adventure 70s Arcade Classics. 3 games in here. Lunar Rescue, Depth Charge, and Stunt Cycle. So these are like, I would call them 8-bit arcade classics, I suppose. So we're going to get him on next week. He'll talk our ear off about the wonderful things he programs. And he does programming for a few platforms, not just ColecoVision. He does MSX, I believe, and Spectra Video, I believe. So
a lot of good stuff. He's a really good guy. I mean, he does a programming book, which we talked about last time he was on.
Yep.
But the programming book is one thing. Games is another. You can never have too many games. It's almost like that Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now? Too many games. Yeah. It's like, you're going to say it. So it's good advertising for him. But we'll have him on next week. We'll have him on next week, which would be great.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that and catch us next week. So
yeah, I
so
know
do
a
we
lot of
want to
people.
talk about
Real
there?
quick. Please
Go ahead.
saying, did I get my Zoltar? New Wave Toys started shipping Zoltar. And no, mine is not expected. I'm on the East Coast. I can't get any more East Coast than where I am. I'm like
your
East Coast. Right. So I know a lot of people have gotten their Zoltar. I know P-Dub's got his a couple of days ago, and I think Jason said he got his. A few people got them, and they seem to really like it. I'm waiting for mine.
A few YouTube
Tuesday.
channels I saw that had got theirs too. So a few YouTubers, I can't remember which ones off the top of my head there, but yeah, for sure. So
I'm really looking forward to Zoltar because when
it does
saw the
look
movie
cool.
Big, right? We saw the movie Big, right? Tom Hanks Big.
Yeah.
So that was done partially. That it was supposed to be like Playland. That's where it's supposed to be. And I think they did film the Zoltar scene there because it looks like the boardwalk that's there. And it was a Zoltar up until 2 years ago. There was a Zoltar right by the Dragon Coaster, like right there. And I have some of the cards that we put the money in and we got the ticket. But they took it away. I don't know what happened to it. So my son, since he was like 5, played Zoltar. So I got it mostly for Cole, but we all know it's in my room. But
so hold on. For those that don't know, including myself, where is this? What is it called? Playland?
Playland, right. It's in Rye, New York. So when Tom Hanks was on the boardwalk making his wish, supposedly he was at Rye, New York. And I do believe that scene where Zoltar was sitting, all the white things, that's the dock at the waterway at Playland. So that's where that was filmed from. And that's about exactly like 55 minutes from my house. We go down there. I haven't been there yet this year, but we've generally gone like every year since he's been 5.
Okay.
And 2 years ago, his Zoltar disappeared. He used to be right in front of the Dragon Coaster, which is one of the few all wooden like coasters still in existence in the States. And he's missing. I don't know. Maybe he broke, but he's not there anymore.
Maybe he just, the machine's that old.
Some rotting going on today. So I'm just excited about it because, again, New Wave Toys is kind of branching out. They started off with the mini arcade machines. They're doing mini pinball. Now they're doing all these animatronic things. So I don't know in the future what I would get, but Zoltar was definitely one that I went to grab, and it was under $100. I think when I ordered it, I think it was like $89, which was like, hell yeah, I'm going to buy that. It's going to look great in a bag, like all the rest of my stuff.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. So a couple things to talk about today. One is I do want to talk a little bit about too many games. I met a lot of great people out there that came up to the show. Obviously, Brooklyn Menace was there, and Kev Gret were there. But I have pictures down below in the lower right of just some people I met at the show. It was a really good show, and it was larger than I thought. But I still think I'll have to check the square footage. But I still think the Long Island one, and I'm doing that next month, August 8th, 9th, and 10th. I think that one's actually bigger. At least they definitely have more arcade machines like lined up and classic consoles, I think, than they had there. But I guess we'll find out. But if you're in the Long Island area, it's being held at the National what do they call it now? I'm trying to remember the right wording for this. It's like the aerospace. It's an aerospace museum. I can't think of the proper wording of it right now. But it's actually held in the aviation cradle of the world at this particular spot. But but too many games was good.
Question for you though.
Yeah, go.
Did you meet any of our fans or our community?
Yeah, pictures. Pictures will be down below.
Is there anybody in here that are regulars that maybe made it out? Or
like Vader 86, I think it was. See, here we are, Jason AI again, the Cradle of Aviation Museum. So yes. So they have lunar landers there. They got planes there. And actually right next door is a fire, like a kids museum for fire trucks and stuff. These whole big fire trucks in there.
Oh, wow.
Talking about, the show we've been watching lately, which is 911. That's in there. And Bill's there, the Cradle of Aviation. I know, I'm just off. I pissed off so many people this week. I'm just like, what are you going to do, right? You can't go when you're at the rock bottom, you can't
I know what happened, Glenn.
Up.
I know what happened. You opened up one of those damn fortune cookies and it told you you're going to piss off everybody this week, and it happened And that's all
Pretty
you got
much.
to do
We
is
did a
take
Chinese
the, take
food
the
Wednesday.
paper from the cookie and toss it and move on.
You know what? We did have Chinese food on Wednesday. I didn't open any of the cookies, but maybe that's a fortune in one of my cookies.
Zoltar
That could
told
be.
you. Zoltar
Perhaps.
made it happen.
Perhaps.
Maybe
But
that's what
you know, the trip out there was good. It was my son, which was like the best thing I could have did. You know, because Cole, obviously the channel was myself, Cole, and Blue. But over the years, you know, Cole got older, and you know, he was kind of doing his own thing. But I kind of twisted his arm to kind of go. But I think when he was there and he had gotten one day under his belt, because he was up like 30 hours. Like he didn't go to sleep until that next night. So he was a little cranky the first day, but it was a good show. A lot of good people there, and again, pictures are going down below of all the people. That woman right there, I keep forgetting her name, but she was the person who signed me up for the show. And obviously, there's Kev Gret and Brooklyn Menace, and then here are people who I just met at the show in Brooklyn as well. A lot of good people.
Cool.
Another thing I did want to mention, which I already kind of did, which is I will be August 9th through the 11th, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at the Cradle. It's right there, the Cradle of Aviation, Garden City, New York. I'll be there all 3 days. I'll be bringing again my the Sinden Target Pro. I mean, that thing was, people just going crazy over the Sinden Target Pro at the other show, but my flight yoke will be there. And
oh, you
some
mean
other
the
things.
boomstick?
The boomstick. Yes, the boomstick.
Yeah.
So yeah, that went very, very well. So I wanted to talk about, you know, we're going to be once again sponsoring. It's myself and Retro Island Gaming are the premier sponsors of the show. So we'll be on your old tags. And people, it's funny because people ask me to sign their tags. I'm like, I didn't even think about that, but I'm signing their tags, which was which was kind of neat. But we started.
You didn't have any girls come up and put their shirt down a little bit and have you sign their upper chest?
In America, we have a thing called the Fifth Amendment, and I'm claiming it, which means I don't have the right not to incriminate myself. So let's go.
Okay, fine.
Pass along on that. But we did start this sale. We did start this sale for the Build-A-Case. It's a TMG 50, too many games 50% off.
Is that still going on right now?
We're going to keep it going on a little bit longer. So if you did want to get a Build-A-Case instead of $99, it's really $49.99. I think it's 50, but it's $49.99 just at checkout. Put in TMG 50, and then you go over to Joe Saber's Arcade and buy his like Donkey Kong kit or one of those other kits that he has over there, which would be great. But if you didn't want to build a case, but I don't know why, $50. Think about this. $50. Try and find a case for your Raspberry Pi 3 or 4. That probably cost you $20-$30 by themselves. I'm giving you a color screen, cool, backlit, SD card, battery. You have the most beautiful case you could possibly get for your Pi. $49.99. I mean, think about that for a second. Even if you didn't want to build a case for a Build-A-Case, you need a case for your Pi. Why would you not? So, now that I'm on my sales pitch right here, if you want anything else on the website, we're doing 30% off pretty much on everything else on the site except the GRS Super Joystick. So you put in TMG 30 for pretty much everything else. You should get 30% off on everything else on the site. So right now is a great time to get arcade quality stuff, and definitely losing Glenn's shirt price, because I'm really like taking a bath here, but that's okay. We're doing this for the community, and we try and do what we can.
I'm agreeing with Michael B here. Should have called it the boomstick, man. You should talk to your marketing guys and rebrand it. Take the wood grain off, make it all black or something. And
you know what? It wasn't up to me. It was a Sinden Target Pro. It was with Sinden. It was kind of like there. In the contracts, always in the contract. So unofficially, it is called the boomstick.
Sinden boomstick or something. I don't know. You could have made something happen. Oh well.
This here's my boomstick.
So we can still do that once in a while, you know. We can still do that.
We all know it's Sinden Tech in there. You know,
we do. Actually, a lot of people. It's funny. So many people came up really had no idea. Some people did. Some people like knew about Sinden and they didn't know that this was also Sinden Tech, and then those people had no idea. So people came up with it. Go, how is this working? Where's your infrared bars? What's that? Says no bars,
or whatever.
Nothing. And what's good about it is it was a very brightly lit area, and people were playing games like RGT85 came over, Spawn Wave came over, a lot of other people came over and tried it, and they were impressed. But it's funny when they say they know me. I'm like, what? Then why don't you sub to my channel? You know about me. Sub to my channel, guys. Come on. Do one.
Watch a video every once in a while.
Unfortunately, JJ, the shipping is what always gets everyone. They're like, why is shipping so expensive? I can't control the shipping. It's just shipping is what it is. We have a warehouse in New Jersey, and we have no control, unfortunately, over shipping. I'm not Amazon. I can't go, hey, when I carry my stuff, you're going to take 5 cents for shipping. I can't do that, unfortunately. But
people are still getting a deal. So
they're getting a freaking great deal. A great deal.
And you know what? To make it transparent here, I don't get anything for helping Glenn promote this stuff. I don't want anything, but they're good things. You know what I mean? They're awesome products, and they're catering to everybody else here in the chat. So it's pretty cool stuff. So, and then the shipping rates are just high in general everywhere. Canada, US, Australia with Tony, everything. You know what I mean? So it's where there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So in the end, it is what it is. So, but you had fun overall, so that's good.
I did. I did. I mean, I didn't sleep much because it's funny. You know, we go there. Now, I am a YouTuber. I am an influencer. That's my primary thing. That's how I started with this, right? But I also just happen to make products. It's not like T-shirts. I actually make products. So I'm going to these shows. They're like, you're a vendor. I'm like, well, I'm not really a vendor because I do not bring anything to sell. Like I go to the show, people are like, I want to buy it. I'm like, well, you have to click on the QR code and get it from the website. I don't sell anything at the site. I'm not a typical, vendor at a site. I'm not here to sell stuff. I'm here to promote my channel and help people get good quality stuff. And I made a lot of connections there too, which is great. We're going to get the guy on who makes that, those wood cabinets, those beautiful wood cabinets with the controls in it. I made connections with a lot of people who are making software, a lot of people who are trying to preserve games. So I make all these other connections. I'm hoping in the future we almost build our own
network.
Well, I guess, gaming network of some kind. That's what it's coming out to be. So I was very busy. Cole was like, you have to get back to the booth. There's like 15 people asking questions. But at the time, I'm interviewing someone, because that's what YouTubers do. I'm supposed to be going interviewing people. But then people asking questions. So it was very difficult. I'm running. You heard the videos, my voice.
Glenn, tell your guys to fly me out there. I'll even sell the shoes you're wearing. Whatever. I'll do whatever. And yes, Paul, I you know what? I'm a shill just for Glenn. Only Glenn. And maybe Tony from Electric Adventures.
Yes.
They're my buddies.
And
you know what I mean?
The typical thing happens to me, my voice. I'm doing so much. I have so many people in my booth.
You sounded rough when I spoke
my
to
voice
you after your weekend was done.
Gone. I mean, gone. And so many people are talking to me, which is great. I have a lot of traffic. I'm meeting these people, but I'm like, and people can't even hear what I'm saying.
Like an old woman.
I'll have to get that little vibrator thing. I'm telling you to talk like this, and maybe you can understand me a little bit more.
That's like cancer throat guy or something.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, by the way, there's JJ. He was asking me what part of Canada. Yes, I'm in Ontario. I'm in northern Ontario. If you know a place called Timmins, which is way up north. Yeah, it's not Timmins. It's a little place called Timmins in the north. So basically, it takes forever to get up here. But yeah, so in Ontario. So
okay, so
pretty cool stuff.
Next thing I want to talk about, because I get so many things here. I want to talk about why everyone hates. Half the people in the world hate Glenn right now. They just hate me, whether it's my close friends or not. It's been a bad week. I've had a lot of people throwing.
What you do?
Maybe hate's not a good word, but people are not happy with me. How about that? A lot of people aren't happy with me. So, and it's a difficult thing to do because for the most part, there's no one who I don't like. I don't have a problem with anyone. I know there are people who are edgy. Some people are very edgy, right? And some people get rubbed the wrong way with the edgy people. Now, truth be told, there's very few people I don't like. I'm not going to pull punches. R-Cade, One Up, John D, and Scott Back are on the top list of people I really don't like. And I think that's for fairly obvious reasons. It's one thing to, maybe steal someone's, video and maybe, take pits without giving credit. And it's another thing to take a product from a guy who works out of like his garage and stealing stuff and selling it for millions of dollars and then trying to tell the community that they didn't do it until the community found out, well, guess what? They did do it. And then people still worship those guys. That's what gets me. Like with John D. I know people still talking about John D. And I got to say, since John D. and like that whole posse kind of left the community. Maybe you guys don't see it, but I see it because I have all these Facebook groups. Life's been better. Life has been better without John D. I don't care what people say he did for Arcade 1-Up or how great he got with licenses. Then just do that, John D. Do the behind the scenes. Your personality, your way of dealing with people, your way of trying to bully people is not needed, required, or wanted in this community. So I'm going to say it again.
That's anywhere, dude. Anybody with that kind of attitude.
It is, but that's the person who I don't like. You know, I tried working with him for many, many years, and that's I'm laying that out there. That's like my thing. So I'm not perfect. I have people I don't like.
Blame him and his parents.
But that's so here's the thing. Sometimes people do videos, and those videos sometimes get taken in a bad light. Or perhaps you or me, or just me, promote a video that people feel like ousted someone else. Now, I'm going to use a recent example. And again, I'm not doing this to spotlight anyone. I'm just really trying to settle the sand. I don't want people upset. I don't like people upset. I have too many friends upset at me right now, and I want more upset. So Rexer did do a video recently about, you know, Arcade 1-Up being dead. We had an RGT85, which he did a video as well with Arcade 1-Up being dead. And then a picture of me with too many games. It was like the bad with the good. And that was the thumbnail. So I'm like, awesome. I'm fine with Arcade 1-Up being dead. I'm fine with that.
And are they really dead?
No, not yet. But I mean, let's be honest. They haven't been doing much lately. They're regurgitating. They've been digging their own
hole for years.
Regurgitating old stuff. But in any case, so I promoted that video on all my sites. I have a ton of Facebook groups. I have my YouTube channel. So I took that and I said, you know what? I'm fine with hearing what, you know, they had to say about RGT's video, because RGT did post a video saying why he thought Arcade 1-Up was on its way out, and promoting my stuff. I am a YouTuber. Yes. I'm an influencer. Yes. I want subscribers. Yes. But on the other side of the coin, I have this whole other half of me that is making products I'm trying to make for you guys. And I need to sell those items. So I have more items I want to make. So in order to make new items, I need to sell old items. So any promotion about my products, I'm going to help promote. Mm-hmm. Now, in the video, Rexer obviously talked about more things in that video than those two things. I didn't realize that when I did it. Nothing wrong with that. Again, last time I checked, this is America. And it's YouTube. People are free to talk about what they want to talk about. They're free to express what they want to express, their opinions. And you can either agree with the opinions or not, right, Stephen? You can watch a video and either be like, yeah, I'm thumbs up. And your best friend goes, that was no. Big,
yeah,
right?
In the end, it's free speech. And when it doesn't become free speech, it becomes
But some things become
very, and that's not good. So
things become sometimes very black and white, right? Because like in the States, we have Donald Trump, and we have Joe Biden. So right now, there's like no middle ground. Either you're with one or the other. There is no middle ground. And with some videos and some content creators and some friendships, that happens too. I'm saying if I personally offended anyone with it, and I almost feel bad about doing this because like we've become the generation of apologizing for everyone, but I don't want anyone to feel like I was going at them. I definitely was not. I was just promoting a video about Arcade 1-Up having some issues and promoting my stuff. But if anything in that video that turned out to be bad for anyone else, I definitely apologize to them. But with that being said, I don't tell people what they can or cannot create. You can do whatever you want. If someone posts a video, it doesn't mean I can't be friends with them, even though potentially maybe it's making someone else feel bad. That's between those individuals. We're not in high school. We're adults.
Well, some people think they are still in high school, Glenn. That's the thing. I've seen some grown people still think they're in a schoolyard. People that run big businesses, people that run school boards, all kinds of stuff. Where basically you're like, really? You're going to do that like a 5-year-old kind of thing? So our world is filled of people like that. They're just full of them.
And it comes down to even more than that, because
I don't know how they make it in life, to be honest with you. But again, this show is getting a little serious. But you know,
I think we always joke around. But this is, I think, a serious subject because I think some people got hurt and offended. But the problem is that it is a freedom of speech. People have a right to, as long as it's not like way out there. Out and out lies. Of course not.
We'll make stuff up there.
I'm not a god, and no one is. You have no right to tell anyone else what they can or cannot say. Even if you're friends with both all parties. I am friends with everyone. I really try to make sure I'm friends with everyone. And sometimes I've had some people very close to me say, that's a problem with me, that I always have to be the good guy. I always have to be the righteous guy. That's how I just am. It's my personality. I don't like conflict. I don't like people being sad or upset. But
Can't please everybody, Glenn.
No,
You
but
just
I
can't.
also cannot control the content of whatever someone does. People are free to express themselves any way that they want. And of course, people can make rebuttal videos. I'm just
I
saying
think
that
Hobby Hand said it perfectly. Friends can
Which
have
was-
different opinions. In other
well, they
words,
can.
Glenn and I, we've had ideas about this show, but guess what? We find middle ground, we make it work, and here we are. It's that simple. And if people can't see past that, it lacks maturity, and they need
Well,
to.
I wouldn't say it lacks maturity because
I think it does, but
we all have a trigger. Something always triggers somebody. And if someone like truly believes that, like I do, I believe I think I'm a good person, but I've been told to my face, you just want people to believe that, you're fake. That's their opinion. I can only tell them it's not true, and I don't think it's true, but I can't change their opinion if that's truly what they believe. Now, going back to what I talked before about John D, I think that's also part of the problem. Some people have a big problem with John D and how he acted, how he treated the community, and R-Cade treated the community. And I'm definitely in that camp. And I know Rexer's in that camp. And I think that other channels and people that really promote and talk about this guy, you're keeping almost like a tumor in the community alive. And I'm sure the people are going to take this and rebroadcast it. You know what? That's fine, because I really do believe that he was a toxic person in the community. There were other toxic people in the community too. They right now have been.
Let's just say something funny. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I'll pull up in 1 second. But it's almost like right now we're going through chemo, and right now all of those people have been suppressed, and maybe they're trying to make their way back up. I don't know. I'm going to end this segment right now as far as talking about this. It's just that, again,
You're giving them too much promotion.
If anything I did, made people believe that I was taking sides, other than I wish R-Cade, One Up, and John D would go away because I don't think they're good for the community. That's true. It's true. But was it an attack on any individuals in the community? No, because I want to make it perfectly clear, even though I am an influencer, even though I have a product line. But I think if you look at my product line, I don't sell it for anything more than a t-shirt, right? That's what I got. I am a normal father. I am one of you guys. I'm not a big corporation. I don't have millions of dollars in the bank for marketing. I don't have millions of dollars for R&D. I don't sell other things. I'm trying to make some small things to help people make their stuff better. That's it. So if anyone gets offended on both sides of the coin, I am truly sorry. Excuse me. I'm going to end that out right now.
I don't think you need to apologize to anybody, Glenn, because you're expressing your opinion.
Well, if anything,
you know what?
I
want to say something here because I've been pretty quiet. So
no, you haven't. I've been talking the whole time. You couldn't be quiet. I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm a believer in the following, and I tell my kids the same thing all the time. Don't get mad at companies and all that stuff. These people, they don't understand emotion. They don't understand people getting angry. Speak with your money. Don't give them your money. Don't even give them a penny. In other words, that's all they understand is money. So guess what?
Yep.
You speak their language. You don't give them any money. That's how they learn. You don't go
Same thing goes with Disney, Steven.
Every month your money.
Stop doing anything Star Wars. Don't watch anything Star Wars. You got to do the same thing with Disney.
I'm not giving them money. So in other words, I'm getting my fix somewhere else in a back alleyway. But basically, what I'm getting at is people don't understand this still to this day. I've seen grown-ups do it. They bitch about whatever, whether it's a car, whether it's a Disney Plus or whatever, but they keep handing them money. Well, that's all these businesses understand is money. So speak the language of their money. So don't give them money. It's that simple. Don't buy their product. Don't give them any money.
GRS Super Chat, thank you so much. RGT has a firm grip on the obvious. And then I saw this over here, which is true.
Friends don't let friends buy R-Cade One Up, says JLS.
RGT
that's what I was talking about earlier.
got his in from Kev Gretton. He probably did. I think actually he probably really did.
No
but that's wrong information. And it's true. Friends can have difference of opinions. Absolutely.
JLS, he's on fire tonight.
What do you say?
He said, Steven, that's how I get the strip club. That's how it is at the strip club for me. In other words, Don't give them money. So, anyways, funny. So between you and I think, to be honest, I don't think we should promote Arcade One Up, even talking about it, because bad press is press for them, right? So
Well,
whether good or bad, we're mentioning the name and we're
well,
buzzing
here's the thing. This is where I
make
become
it
kind of a
be dead,
hypocrite. I become
you
kind of
know.
a hypocrite because I have a very large Facebook group for Arcade One Up. So I don't hate the item because I know a lot of people enjoy it.
Delete
And
the whole
again,
thing.
it is what it is. You get them on a good, if you get them on a good sale, and you're happy with it. I don't have a problem with the machine. In fact, truth be told, one of the first companies, or the first company, to really send me an influencer
review
unit
unit
was
or
Arcade
something,
One
or
Up. I had a very good initially, at least I thought I had a very good rapport with Scott, and obviously it
just
wasn't true,
bad
but I
people
thought he did.
driving the boat. That's all it is.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I don't want to be kind of a hypocrite. I have an issue with a few people in the organization, and some people are still there, but I don't have a problem with the item. People buy the Arcade One Ups. Obviously, I still have the Star Wars unit right here, and I have the Tron unit. So those are two units that are, I think, very good units.
So they made a
So,
Tron unit in the end?
of course, they stole my stick. That's what's in it. They stole my
Oh.
that was in there.
Like I said, dude, I the reason I don't like talking about them is I heard the stories from you and how they treated you. So for me, they're not getting any of my money. I'm sorry, even if they have a nice Star Wars thing and whatever. So for me, at the end,
But again, the point is that Arcade One's going to buy their stuff. You get a good deal on it. There's
let's talk about
nothing
something
wrong
else.
with it. You got to separate it like anything else. The people versus the product. Now, I still think the product could be better, which is what the whole reason I got involved with them, was to try and make stuff better. I didn't realize it was them just stealing my stuff and making it not quite still better and still breaking. But in any case, let's move on. We're spending way too much time talking about
Yeah.
stuff
We spent a good 15
about.
minutes promoting
I
a
did.
company you don't like. There's a problem
I
with
did.
that.
So let's talk about something else here. Let's talk about
something positive.
American Gear Company. If you haven't heard of
What?
American Gear Company, so American Gear Company actually manufactures
hell's
all
that?
kinds of things, sporting goods. But Stephen,
Gear
you're going to
company.
like this. You're going to like this. So American Gear Company is going to be coming out with
Did you say gear or beer?
Gear. American Gear Company.
Okay. I thought it was
They got a
beer.
license to basically manufacture. Do you see what we have here? Can you make out what this is?
ColecoVision.
That's right.
An arcade.
So they're going to they make, when people keep talking to me, Glenn, you need to make your own full-size machine. This is it. GRS is partnered with American Gear Company. They'll be coming on the end of this month. We'll have Ryan on. He's the CEO of American Gear Company. So we have partnered with them. And if you look at the control panel, if I pull it back up here again, if I get the right thing here. There we go. You can see that's my spinner, my trackball, and they'll be using my Sinden Target Pro and buttons. They're going to use all kinds of GRS products. So when people say, Glenn, we want you to have a product in a full-size machine, this is going to be it. American Gear Company, we selling these bad boys. It's fully licensed with Coleco. It's got a bunch of Coleco ROMs on it. So look for a live broadcast with Stephen and I. And Stephen, being Mr. ColecoVision addict himself, you have to be excited about this.
I don't have the space for that. I don't have the space. But it is cool. Don't get me wrong. It is cool. I'm not sure. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not sure about it yet.
Okay.
I'd like to see it in action first,
Well,
And
we got a super
there's just
chat.
something about the ColecoVision itself to have it and all that. But hey, I'm not knocking
Now the
that.
keypad.
So
If you look at the control panel, he has the
I saw
numeric keypad. So it's all there.
Yeah. Cool.
So Kevin
that's good.
Clausen, $5 super chat. Glenn, I have bad news. I just saw the 7 p.m. interview of Joe Biden, and he didn't talk about the current state of home arcades. I don't think he cares. Now, I wasn't talking about that. I was just talking about being, some people are diehard Biden fans, like an Arcade One fan, and some people are Donald Trump fans, maybe GRS product fans, or whatever. I was just making a thing that some things are very divided with people and emotions. So I didn't think they would. And if he did, I'm sure he would have forget with it before he walked off stage. So that's okay.
Yeah. Interesting. It is cool. How much is a retail for? Do you know?
He hasn't
Or
released the
what-
pricing yet. He hasn't released the pricing yet. But I will say
So how tall
that
is that thing? Is that a 6 foot tall thing, or is that more like mini arcade-ish kind of thing? What it's
well,
hard to get a
it's a
sense of scale,
it's
but
a full size. So
okay, so about 6 feet tall, roughly.
6 feet tall. Just Michael, and don't anyone forget. Of course, you won't. That the Super Game Room Dudes is on at 9 o'clock, and Michael B will be there with P Dubs, Nostalgia, and you don't know, do you? Detroit
I have
Love.
no idea.
Detroit Love.
Oh,
Detroit Love.
Detroit Love. Cool. We had
Detroit Love.
he was one of our first guests of Detroit Love.
Yes, he was.
One of our first.
He is like that guy down the street that you just walk by, say, I can borrow tools. Like, just go in the house, take what you need, go home, bring it back. He's just such a laid back guy.
Yeah,
it really is.
He was a cool guy when we had him on and stuff. So let's talk about something else because
we can.
Not
now,
that we're
I'm
running
done
out
talking,
of time,
Steven.
but
I ate up the first part of the show, Steven. It's your show. You go.
Okay, there. So what I want to talk about, I want to know in the chat, did anybody watch Beverly Hills Cop Axel F on Wednesday on Netflix?
I watched it right before the show.
So I'll tell you, I'll preface a little bit. My wife and I, last weekend, we said, hey, this thing's coming out on Wednesday. So why don't we watch Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, and 3? So the first two, wonderful movies. The third one was rough, to say the least. It was there was barely any music at all, and yeah. So I don't know. It's what do you think of it? I enjoyed it, Axel F, to be honest with you. It was really good. It was surprisingly good. And like you said, the two Taggart and Rosewood, they're showing their age.
Like walking zombies. They were like walking zombies. I'm not gonna lie. It was.
But you know what, dude? It was awesome to see them again 30 years later. It was almost like 30 years ago that they made the last Beverly Hills Cop. You know what I mean?
And I will say that he still looked good.
Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy. I think he looked good. Now, I really enjoyed 1 and 2. I still got the theme song stuck in my head. I thought,
oh yeah, they're great. Pointer Sisters.
I loved them. Loved them.
Yeah.
I did think 3 was the weakest one of that trilogy. But you always have to wonder two things. One, like I said, it's 30 years since the last one, and it goes right to Netflix. And I'm going to be honest, this probably could have went to the theater. Probably would have did okay. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
I thought, you know what? I was pleasantly surprised. And seeing Serge back there. Ah, well. I just lost my mind when I saw him again. But I thought there was a couple missed opportunities in the 48 years. That's funny. I thought there was 2 missed opportunities in Glenn we talked about a little bit before the show. And Eddie Murphy doesn't do his iconic laugh at all in this show. And I waited the whole show to see it. Or hear it, I should say.
Right.
And it didn't happen. I was like, oh man, what a letdown. And the other one was
when anyone does their the catchphrase, like I'll be back, and you don't hear any of that stuff, it does take a little bit away.
It doesn't mean, you know what they could have done? They could have probably played it up like this, where he would have done his laugh and he's 60 years old and he would start coughing and go, I can't do that anymore.
You know what they could have did, Steven? He could have just went like
something.
And they could have took a sound sample before he did do it.
Oh yeah, they just takes. There's enough of them in the previous movies to do it, but in the end, so that was one missed opportunity I found. The other one is they did it in the first 2 movies with Serge. When they talk to each other, they get the fuck out, yeah. They do that little bit, and I thought for sure Bronson Pinchot was gonna do it, but it was great to see him there. He's like, I am here with Aquel Foley on a secret mission. And I just thought that whole thing was wonderful. I sat there and went, beautiful, So if you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend.
Yeah, they want a number, 1 to 10. What are you saying, 1 to 10?
An 8.
I give it a 7.58. I think I can do the same. I think it was a little long. It was like an hour and 56 minutes. They could have taken a little bit.
2 hours. They could have shaved off a few scenes on it for sure. Yeah. And this could have been Beverly Hills Cop 3 instead. Like, meaning this movie should have been the story and all that stuff. So I think the story is classic Beverly Hills Cop. You
Yeah,
know,
I liked.
even
I mean,
as an
it was.
older, it's that typical some rich assholes doing stupid shit, you know, kind of thing. And
Oh, Nix
he's
thinks
out to
we're
get 'em.
rating it too high. Nix, what would you rate it? He says
Yeah.
we're being too generous.
So Pliskin
I
Run's
did
giving it
worry.
a 7. Let's
Without
see
giving
who.
it away, Stephen, there was a scene towards the end where I thought they were going woke. I won't say it because I don't.
Oh
see it.
yeah.
I was
no,
like,
no.
oh no. He gave it a 6, so we were close. We were
Yeah.
close.
Whoever saw it in the chat, put your rating from 1 to 10. 10 being the highest, obviously. So if you saw Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, what'd you think? You know what? You know what I couldn't help to think when I was watching the whole thing is that why didn't Star Wars do this? Why didn't other franchises do this?
What do you
Where
mean? They did do it. They did it badly.
Oh yeah, but that's what I mean. Do it right is what I'm saying. See, when you look at it, you're kind of like, you know, this is a sequel done right, even if it is 30 years later.
And you know why it was
awesome,
right?
you
They
know?
stayed fairly true and consistent to the characters.
That's right, exactly.
And that's the key. Where Disney Star Wars,
They didn't
They
care
didn't
about
get
the
close.
character. They just
No.
kept the name. Should I watch this or Barbie? Paul said. Watch this.
Barbie. I almost blew my brains out after 20 minutes of Barbie. They turned it off.
I
No
think
way.
Paul's being a little facetious there, or whatever you call
Oof.
that. But Axel F for sure. If I highly recommend checking out. But you know what? Watch Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2. Kind of skip 3 if you want to not throw up.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't great.
It was bad. It was bad. Like an amusement park. They were at I think Universal Studios for the whole thing. Cobra Kai did it right. I definitely agree.
And they're coming back, man.
Are
July 18th. I think it's the final season too. I think this is it.
I think so too. Yeah. And
I have not watched.
The rumor.
Yeah, go ahead. Go.
There's a rumor that Ralph Macchio and what's his face, the karate guy there that did the Karate Kid with Will Smith's son, the sequel, Jackie Chan. So apparently Cobra Kai guy and Jackie Chan are going to do something. That's the rumor.
Really?
I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Who knows?
I don't think so.
So who knows? I don't know if it's true or not. But in the end,
now
so the reviews in general are good.
I thought the Lord of the Rings got pulled.
From Amazon?
Yeah.
The
Big D's Arcade saying season 2 next month.
I heard they renewed it.
Oh, they did? I thought they canceled it.
Oh, I don't know. I heard they renewed it. I never even watched the first season yet. I have Amazon Prime and everything, and you know what? For me, Amazon Prime is just about the shipping. The movie selection there kind of sucks, other than The Boys and Invincible and a few others.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of
that's the big thing. Everyone at my job's talking about The Boys season 4.
Have you been watching it?
No, because we're finishing 911. And again, great series.
Now it's called Woke 11 now.
Seasons 1 through 6 was Fox. Every single episode, fantastic. The first episode.
Now this is one. Okay, so there's 2 911 shows I discovered. There's Reno 911, which
that's
not
a comedy.
The show we're talking about.
No.
Yeah. No. So this is 9-1-1.
Right. It was on Fox. First 6 seasons are fantastic. Fox had it. Season 7, Mickey Disney and Channel 7 bought it. First 2 episodes were good. They lost me. They destroyed, just like Luke Skywalker, just like Han Solo, just like Princess Leia. They went in and they
destroy you, I think.
Effed the show. Season 7. Now, season 7 is now.
Glenn's the one to blame now. Glenn's not for the bad wokeness stuff, but for me and my wife to get hooked on this show. Okay, so Glenn is guilty for that, and I'm guilty for making him hooked on these mini arcades and things like that.
Which I can't say I'm even out of it now because I'm buying all these new age toys, and I have my my Don Kong. I ordered Joe Sabos. I have the Don Kong from Joe Sabos. I had just ordered Don Kong Jr., Fix-It Felix Jr., and Popeye, Don Kong 3. So I got 5 more Build-A-Cades. Then I'll be set up with these Nintendo ones coming up.
Oh wow. So, but yeah, so basically, go ahead.
Get a comment. Shetty B, Glenn, I just put together my Build-A-Cade worth every penny. $49. How could it not be? Fantastic product, good sir, and I couldn't recommend it enough. Playing happy right now. Congratulations, very happy you're happy with it.
No, Glenn, you got to do the slow 80s clap.
You got to start that way.
You got to do the. Yeah,
but I'm glad he's enjoying it.
80s clap.
I mean, think about that, Stephen. $49 for the screen, battery, controls. You could play on it or just put it in the corner and look at it.
If you decided a person to 3D print their own, they can't for that price. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know what I'm tempted to do is this cliffhanger that I'm building is to cancel that project and just dump it in a Build-A-Cade. Make my own graphics on the side. Well, it's there, and I've had trouble with the charging circuit, but I do. No, but I'm thinking it would make more sense in a Build-A-Cade. It would look a lot nicer than a 3D printed thing. You know what I mean? Or both. Do both. I'll do both. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So, anyways, other than that, other than Axel F, have you seen anything worth mentioning?
I was actually going. I was going through my drive and I found it was Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans or something like that. And I watched it. It was actually pretty funny.
Is that the cartoon?
It is a cartoon. Teen Titans. So there was Teen Titans, and then it went off. It was a good show, and they just canceled it. And Teen Titans Go came out. A lot of people got annoyed. They're like, we don't want this.
I've seen most of it.
Right. So
my daughter loves that show.
Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans is a multiverse thing, and it was actually pretty funny. You know, I enjoyed it.
Well, there's Beast Boy, Robin, Cyborg,
Starfire, Raven, and Cyborg.
Yeah, Cyborg. Yeah.
So it was actually pretty good.
That's pretty cool. It's a movie.
Yeah, it was a movie. Yeah, I think it was in theaters.
Like just recently?
No, it was for you. I gotta find out my drive. Just go through my drive, was cleaning out. So I'll throw this on. I have nothing else to watch, and it was actually pretty funny. It's like the first 5 minutes was like very Teen Titan Go, blah blah blah. But then, it was good. I
actually watched it with my kids. That series, so it's pretty cool stuff. So yeah, no, it's beyond that to give people an update on my Mac. So I started building that thing. I don't know if you can bring up the photo or whatever, but
what do you want?
That I sent on Facebook. But the Macintosh that I did get, so I've been.
Oh yeah, hold on, I'll pull it up. Give me 1 second.
So to let people know how that little side project is going. This is a Mac. It's an LC 475, so it'd be a Performa 475 equivalent Macintosh. It's a classic Mac, basically, for those. There's people that would care. So yeah, so that's the blue SCSI thing, and then there's some RAM, and yeah, it works. It works good now. So, anyways, just a quick update. There's probably people in here going, I don't care about that. So it's we'll make it a quick one. So. Aside from that, what else is there going on? Are you you're going to the Long Island Game Show?
Yeah, that's now for next month. That'll be next month.
Next month in August.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're gonna go in and see the psychic woman there, Caputo.
I coach. She's in the area. The Long Island psychic.
Knock on her door. Hey.
Well, I was on John Edwards, crossing over with John Edwards. I was actually on his show.
Did you?
Yeah. When he was on the Sci-Fi Channel. My brother was on first. When it was on, I forgot what year it was. Whatever was on the Sci-Fi Channel. My brother was on first.
You're on TV on this show.
Yeah.
You're not shitting me. I'll go see if I can find it.
Yeah.
Get me a season and an episode, and I'll go track it down.
I don't know. It was this because it went from Sci-Fi, then it went to another channel, but it was on Sci-Fi. My brother was on. And the funny part was my Uncle Angelo had come through, but my brother didn't realize it. But when we saw it after, my whole family was like, "That's Uncle Glenn," because he kept going like this. "It's over here. It's over here." And my brother was right in that line, and everyone was starting to get frustrated. And no one ever got it. But once we were home and we saw the video, my whole parents and uncle said, "It's Uncle Angelo. It's Uncle Angelo." So my brother knew the producer, or knew someone who knew the producer. So I got on, my mother, my uncle, Anthony, and Phil. We went, and we didn't get called on this time, but I did talk to him, and I was on the show. And the person behind me was called, so I'm definitely on the camera because the person behind me was being.
Oh, I gotta see this.
I never found it though, because I would try recording like Sci-Fi Channel. So it was during VCR days. There were still VCRs, okay? So that's.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was.
Back. Yeah. So,
but I believe
Paul,
him. In talking with him, I believe he can do what he says. And one of the things I really liked about him, when you go to the Catholic Church, or at least when I went to the Catholic Church, the priest would say, like, animals don't go to heaven.
Same here, born and raised.
Yeah, like animals do not go to heaven. Humans go to heaven. Animals do not. And John Edwards says, well, that's not true. Everything has an energy, and the pets, the loved ones, all those things stay around each other. So the pets are there, and I'm happy about that because I have a lot of animals that cool. I would miss otherwise. And my wife, hopefully, and actually that's the thing too. This has been a week for me already. And what I always say to everyone, always tell family and friends you love them. Tomorrow's never promised. Because I lost my wife this Sunday, will be 15 years. So July 7th. July 7th will be 15 years I lost my wife to cancer. And that's why I always tell all of you out there, listen, games, it's fun.
Don't take life for granted, man.
Don't take life for granted. Don't let so many people affect you, especially your loved ones. If you're mad at someone, just go back and say, listen, is it really worth it? If they were gone tomorrow and you get a chance to say I was sorry, or don't miss the opportunity. I mean, it's been 15 years for me. Don't let something like that be a regret for you.
I can't say anything to cheer you up, Glenn, other than my condolences.
No, I mean, I appreciate that. Again, it's been 15 years. It's a long time. That's why I say what I say. It's not just.
I didn't know your wife. We weren't friends then, so.
No, didn't know her. Actually, you met me. I was probably down one of my dark tunnel holes when we first started talking. I actually remember it was right around the time. It was probably a little bit before the episode of oh God, what was the name of that show? Rebels, where Vader and Ahsoka were fighting each other. It was probably like maybe a week or two before that we actually started talking back then. But that's what I want people to know. That's when I say that there's a reason behind it, and the reason is, I lost someone close, and you don't always think. She was 39. I was 40.
That's
you don't think you're gonna.
It's too damn.
But there's people losing kids. I've known people. Unfortunately, I was at a funeral a year ago, I guess now, with Jen. It was like a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old passed away. That's even worse.
That's rough.
A child. I think he drowned. Something like he drowned. He went down a pipe or something like that, and he suffocated. It was something. It was just a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. So when we have our hobbies,
die before you. That's a rule.
That's the hard. Well, you know what the funny thing is? I know someone was like 105, and their children passed away, but they were like 90. So relative. Relative. I mean, that's a good life, living to 90.
If you're extending your life expectancy on this planet, then okay, fine. But
right.
But I did want to check. Paul was asking something earlier. There, he's asking, are there any trade shows or gaming conventions near me? No, I live in the boonies. There is a Comic-Con that comes here like once a year, and they bring in movie stars and things like that. And there's some video game sales. And again, Jason says it perfect. Spread the love. Don't be a dick. It's kind of like my little tagline at the end. Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
So don't be an asshole, and that's it, right? So, but in the end, value life. It's that simple, man.
It's when it comes down to it,
some people just don't get it. There's some people that run around this planet, like our friend we talked about for 15 minutes. He's running around life just being a douchebag. Like, how do you get rewards out of life? How do you get peace? How do you even have a real friend? When you think about it, people like that don't have real friends. It's all superficial. It's all people that don't.
And that's where we have like these people in the chat. You guys are are friends. You guys are family. You guys have become Kicking Old Skool family.
And even our
And we appreciate you
newcomers,
guys.
you're gonna become part of the family whether you like it or not. So
Right.
you keep
I mean-
coming here, you're gonna become part of the family, you know.
I mean,
So
TJ Magic Shop said, I can be an asshole sometimes. It's not healthy. Obviously, I can too. Because like I said, bad week, bad year.
oh yeah,
with
we all
certain
get our
people.
moments of yeah.
Right. That's called being human. The thing is, what do you do after that happens?
Just don't be an asshole all the time.
Sometimes you got to swallow your pride for the bigger picture, because is that argument or whatever worth the other person's feeling the way that they feel? So it's just food for thought. Today's a very different episode for us. You know why? You know why? I'm not drinking anything. I'm not drinking a thing. It's just, this is me when I don't drink. So,
well,
this is what you get.
You're the same either way, in my opinion. But I don't know. It's in the end, you know what? I think that's why we do this show, is just to bring some happiness to everybody too, right? And that's the thing. You spread some positivity. I mean, let's face it. Nothing beats what we talk about on this show. When me and Glenn, we were talking about this show, it was all the things that made us feel good as kids. Those memories, whether it's the movies, whether it's the music, whether it's the video games, the computers, it's to bring that positivity that brought that innocence and that joy when we were kids. And we talk about it.
Right.
And I think reliving that is a good thing, right? So in the end, I don't know. I just think that it's putting positivity back out there, making people feel good. You know, there's somebody maybe in the chat that's not feeling hot today, and we talk about this thing that made them happy. You know what I mean? So it's what's it? JJ, spot on, Steven. His sidekick comedy relief buddy is just a shield for his streams. Okay. So, but yeah, in the end, that's why we're here, is just to, throw it back in there and make people feel good and make people realize that
it is. And that's kind of what this space does. I mean, video games is a way for an icebreaker. Video games is a way for people to sit down and, have some good rivalry. Some people, though, I guess I found out recently that they really hate games. They can't stand them. But what are you going to do? Not everyone's going to like what you like.
For everybody, it's not for everybody. But in the end, we don't just talk about video games on this show. We talk about whatever.
Movies, a lot of things.
Yeah, all of it. TV, movies, all of it. The TV commercials. We had an episode. We were just talking about,
which is one of our highest episodes, by the way.
Is it really?
That and the commercials, absolutely.
Like, think about it. We made this. What we made this show is not to just talk about the video games, because again, not everybody plays, but going through those old commercials that are cheesy, of what that still sparks a cool vibe. You know what I mean? So it's cool stuff. So, well,
so
my
what's
friend,
your plans the rest of this weekend, Steven? What do you got planned?
Well, I'm going to keep working on this Mac. I don't have much to do. I think I'm going to take the floppy drive apart and clean it and whatnot. So it's become a little, it's like restoring an old car, this old Mac. So making it work awesome again and stuff like that. It is pretty fragile. I had to blast the operating system a few times. But aside from that, hopefully it's not going to rain all weekend, so I can get out there and get vitamin D, you know. So let's see what about you, Glenn?
Well, this weekend's definitely going to rain, and actually I had awful next week. I was awful next week, but I have nothing planned, so I'm actually going to untake off next week, and I'm going to just go to work, and I'll save those days for another time. But it's supposed to, I think, rain.
Take them off when I go visit you, whenever that is.
could do that too. But
last time I tried to go visit, you had what, gallbladder stones or something crazy like that?
I had like 11 kidney stones, and some of them were the size of like my fist. And I think
so. Check this out, guys. I was planning to go down to New York to see Glenn with the whole family, And then he calls me up a week before, and I got kidney stone coming out of you know where, and he had to cancel the whole thing. So
we went to Florida though, and you got that new lightsaber and stuff.
yeah, got that. But we tried the year before, and it was something else. I forget what it was. There was some other incident.
It was a work project. I think it was a work project.
You were peeing blood or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just bad timing with certain things. But now that we're really taking the show
you
down.
You your arm off in a lawnmower accident. I don't know, something.
Right. So just one last thing. The stones, I had ones literally the size of like my thumb, and not one, 6 or 7 in each kidney. So I was laid out. I think it was Mother's Day. Jen or her family were downstairs. I said, I'm going to go upstairs for a minute. I went upstairs. She came upstairs. I'm laid over the tub. Just like, I wasn't moving. So that was not fun. Not fun. So, okay. So next week we're going to have your buddy on,
Cruz.
right? Tony Cruz.
Tony Cruz from Electric Adventures. He's a programmer and everything for old consoles and gaming systems and computers and stuff. So he's going to be on talking about his new release and all that stuff, and maybe some future releases and stuff like that. So come back, and Tony's always a great time. So
I wish they were Infinity
Stones.
That would have been awesome.
He said before that he called them stones of manhood.
Yes,
I've never had
Infinity Stones better.
God, I know that. I don't know.
Yes, that's my problem. I have the hard time giving up the soda. I am drinking more water though, but I have not given up the soda.
I don't drink a lot of soda, but sure. Paul, put up Paul's thing. Yeah.
You know what?
Your family, Paul.
Yep, I'm going to end the show on that. So again, the reason I wanted to bring it up was just remember, as much fun as you have here, or you go to work, or you have a bad day, just make sure you always take a moment to let people know whether they're close or far.
Appreciate it.
You don't have to say I love you, because maybe sometimes I'll get you punched in the face, but at least to let them know, hey, like Steven, Steven, I tell you all the time, you're a friend. Yeah, you guys are friends. That's it. Yeah. Sometimes something like that is someone could use throughout the day. And like I said, I have not had the best week with that. So
I got the perfect line. Glenn, you make life just a little bit less shitty.
Just don't wipe me. Just don't wipe me on the Charmin, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
So listen, hope you guys all do a good weekend. It's going to rain here, so I was going to do outside work. Now it'll be inside work. Just remember to always tell your family and friends that you love them. Tomorrow is never promised. Steven?
Yippers, don't be an asshole, and game on.
Game on, everyone. Listen, have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday. Game on.
Game on.
Are you looking for that arcade experience at home? If you don't have the space for a full-size arcade in your house or endless funds, then you need the GRS Build-A-Case. It's arcade quality without the arcade price, from someone you can trust. The GRS Build-A-Case is a very simple, easy to assemble, 1/6 scale arcade computer you can build yourself. You can buy interchangeable controllers for every gaming option you need to play the games the way they're meant to be played. You can also design your own artwork or purchase artwork separately to make your GRS Build-A-Case look like the machine of your dreams. The GRS Build-A-Case is also the only home system STEM certified. Come see what all the YouTube creators are raving about. GRS Build-A-Case.
Game on.
Sit, Blue, sit. Good dog.